Hey Nashy Nation, this is Brandon Nash from Nash Powersports, and I have here one of the hottest side-by-sides of the year. The all-new Canam Maverick R XRS model with the Smart Shocks. Let's check it out. Now we've done a little bit of a mild but practical setup on this particular car, starting with those big old beefy 35-inch tires. So we have the 35-inch BF Goodrich tires, super popular, very good on or off-road, as well as a little bit on-road if you're gonna be taking it down the streets and stuff, taking the kids to school. We always do. And then we also have the Metal FX wheels. These are actually a little bit different than your normal because this year they had to go to a full 6-lug wheel versus just the 5, but we did keep it there in the 15-inch. One of the more practical things that you absolutely want on your machine is a upgraded cage. Now we talked to our friends over at AZP Concepts and they were able to draw it out, design it, and they came up with something pretty sweet. Made sure it had the middle intrusion bar, and the overall sleek look on this thing was absolutely dynamite. The big difference between a stock cage versus something like this is absolutely gonna be strength. Now they put these machines through specific testing called ROPS, and if they pass, they pass. Well, just like some of us, D's get degrees, right? That doesn't mean it's the overall best thing for you to have. When you're going on different trails, and especially like this car, when they won King of the Hammers, that's major areas where you're gonna go over those rocks. If anything were to happen, you wanna have the most strongest cage possible for that inevitable whoops situation. The steel on this thing that they use is a 2-inch overall steel versus the normal one, which is only 175. We also have the Chupacabra Zero mirrors with the SD light pods. Not only is this great for visibility, it's great for the overall look. When you're seeing behind the car with those SD pod lights, everything's right out in front of you so you can totally see the area where you're riding at. The red XXX seats, had to have these on there. They're basically the color of red vine licorice, one of my favorites, but how they are as far as comfort, style, you just feel like you're completely inside this car, driving it anywhere that you want to. And with 240 horsepower, this thing absolute boogies. We also added the 5150 whips, kind of a signature when we do some of these cars. We like the overall lighting style, like the visibility of it. Really helps good, especially when you throw those lights on there and make it all pop. So the benefits of this stock and wheel package, because they come with 32-inch tires itself, which are good. They're not one of those to where you're not gonna be able to go on the trails and things like that. They will work. But when you upgrade to the 35s, a little bit more speed, better acceleration, and especially when you're going to those rock crawl areas, it absolutely just grabs, you set it in place, and it climbs all over the stuff that you want to. And as far as the wheels are concerned, these, when you put in for a true bead lock, it helps it to where it makes sure that in those rough areas that the tire just isn't gonna pop off the wheel. The ride difference you're gonna notice right away, and it definitely makes a big difference as far as how you're built. Bigger guys, you know, taller than myself, even overall bigger, they like to make sure that they're kind of built into the car, so that way you don't have a whole lot of, I would say, resting area. You're more into the car, right? You don't have as much body sway, especially when you're hitting those G's, the hard lefts or the hard rights. It really just keeps you in the car, and when you open it up, you'll see, not only is it formed properly there, it also has these really nice bolsters that keep you from jockeying around inside the car as well. Your side lights improving visibility really make a big difference, whether they're cast straight in front of you and or if they're on top, because the way that the front of the car is, it has good visibility overall, but it really just focuses more on the straight versus the out. And when you're going through brush and when you're going through different trails and stuff like that, you want to make sure you have a full spread of light for whatever may, come your way. So it's a completely different machine compared to the X3. Isn't just the motor, isn't just the DCT no belt transmission. The main thing is these front knuckles and the suspension, right? But this particular one with the shocks as well as the A-arms are good, but then you add this additional element in there. The travel on this thing is insane. How much better travel that you have, how much more soaking up of the bumps that's gonna happen. It's a totally different experience as far as driving it. As someone have said, and I definitely agree with them, this is basically a Corvette on dirt. The handling of this thing is so far past anything that's just bone stock. It's absolutely incredible. You can take a 45 or even close to a 90-degree turn, and this thing turns so flat, it's insane. So as one of the hottest cars that has come out in the past, 10 years or so, this particular Maverick R absolutely takes the cake, just like it did first overall at King of the Hammers when Kyle Chaney, 4-time overall champion, absolutely just obliterated all the competition. Again, this is a more mild yet practical build that we did here at Nash Customs. There's more opportunity like the one that won King of the Hammers. There's tons of content out there to check it out. But if you want to swing by, take a look at one here at our shop, we have them available at Nash Powersports. Enjoy the feature. Make sure to check us out for the next one.